Last year I got a TerraMaster NAS with the intention of actually turning it into an Unraid server, only because I didn't hear good things about the TerraMaster NAS, the operating system anyway. So I decided to, you know what, why not? Let's go ahead and uh, turn this into an Unraid box. And if that sounds interesting to you, let's make it happen. Hey, this is John with Fillmore Media, where we talk about tech, self hosting, and someday we'll be doing some deep end projects as well. In this video, we're going to go ahead and talk about how we can turn this TerraMaster NAS into an Unraid box. We'll cover how you actually take this NAS apart and actually install Unraid onto it. So let's get to cracking. Okay, so for full transparency, I've already done this part, so I'm just going to go over what the TerraMaster NAS has and how to actually um, disassemble the TerraMaster in order for you to reach the USB thumb drive that was pre-installed on this that contained the the TerraMaster operating system. Yeah, so this is a TerraMaster. This is the F4-423. It's a 4-bay NAS. These are hot swappable drives. And to take them off, all you got to do is just lift from the bottom and take them out. I do have some drives in here already. I'm actually going to use this as my backup NAS for my main Unraid server. In the back, for your I/O ports, you do have an HDMI port. You do have two USB 3 ports, as well as dual. I believe these are actually 2.5 gigabit NICs, and also your power, as well as the two fans right here. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove these 6 screws to access the back of the NAS. So let me grab my screwdriver real quick. So this is going to be a little bit of a different style of video of how to. So hopefully you guys like it. Leave a comment down below if and let me know what you think. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take those 6 screws out. All right, so once those screws are removed, all you got to do is just slowly remove that. I did by grasping the sides of the or the top and the bottom of the fan here, and be careful of taking these out, just because you've got these 2 wires right here. These 2 wires are for the fans, and they should just come right out, just like that. There you go. Set that aside. And since I've done this already, it may take some finessing to take these off. You do have 4 other screws right here, but you do not have to remove these screws at all. And obviously, these two fell off already. So, yeah, well, there you go. That's what I mean. Be careful. This just slides off. Now you've got access to the board. And also on the other side, there are two more NVMe slots that you can use. So I've got a 1 terabyte cache drive, and then I've got a 256 gigabyte SSD for my app data on Unraid. And you've got another slot here for another SODIMM. Alright, now, out of the box, when you first remove that cover, it will have I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. That not SSD, that thumb drive has, I think, did I actually repurpose it? I think I might have. I believe that's actually the flash drive that came with the TerraMaster. I went ahead and just installed Unraid on it instead, and yeah, that it was easy as that. So once you've done that, I'm sorry, and also if you wanted to install more RAM, there are 2 RAM slots. So inside, I don't know if you can see right in here. That's another SODIMM slot right there. So you've got 2 SODIMM slots. I believe this one only has 16 gigs in it right now. So I have another SODIMM slot to put another 16 gig stick. But yeah, so once you've done that, it's easy to put it back together. You just go in the reverse. So just slide this back over. Make sure the bottom is seated in all the way. Go ahead and take your fan cables and plug them back in where they were before. And I don't believe it matters which, they don't have to be the exact plug does not have to be plugged into the same port. I mean, they're the same, they just need power. Alright, once you put that back in, cover it back up, replace the screws, you're all set. Now to access the drives, these drives are actually pretty cool too. Really easy to install and uninstall. I believe I've got 1 12 terabyte hard drive in here right now. That's actually my Parity drive. Yeah, two of them. Okay, so 1 Parity drive, my regular data drive. And also I believe I've got a couple 3 terabyte drives. Now the only thing about this TerraMaster, this does only support SATA drives, so no SAS drives on there. But they are hot swappable. Alright, let's go ahead and plug this in. So if you're wanting to do what we're doing now, you're going to need a couple of things. Well, more than a couple of things, but you know what I mean. You're going to need your TerraMaster NAS or any computer, any NAS that you want. I haven't tried any other off-the-shelf NAS, but maybe I'll make one for QNAP that I also have. You're also going to need an 8 gigabyte thumb drive, at least, at a minimum. And you're also going to need a computer to actually flash the Unraid software onto the thumb drive. So once you got all of that stuff ready, let's go ahead and install it. Alright, now here we are on the Unraid website. Now, like I said earlier in the beginning of this video, I'm trying something a little more different. And I want to hear what you guys have to say, and if you like this type of video a little bit better. this is basically I'm pretty much just free flowing with this, and trying to do minimal editing. So we'll see how this goes. But anyways, so we're here on the Unraid website. Why would you want to use Unraid rather than what is, already on your NAS? In my opinion, it's I don't know. For me, Unraid, it just seems a lot more powerful. It's a little more user friendly. I like that you can use any size hard drives. So if you have a 12, like me, if you have a 12 terabyte Parity drive, all of your data drives, the ones that aren't Parity drives, can be up to 12 terabytes. You can upgrade that. You got to do a little bit more to upgrade your Parity drive, but say 12 terabytes isn't enough anymore. You want to upgrade to 20 terabytes. All you got to do is just replace the 12 terabyte uh, Parity drive with a 20 terabyte Parity drive. But it's actually more complicated than that, which leads me to the community aspect of Unraid. A lot of people use Unraid. There's a lot of videos out there on how you can update your NAS by basically anything. You've got Space Invader 1. If you've been in the Unraid space for any amount of time, you've probably seen at least one of his videos. They've also got a podcast for it as well. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I'm totally Team Unraid when it comes to that. But my favorite thing is, again, the ability to use different size hard drives, and the community, and all the apps that you can install. So, anyways, one thing that you should know about Unraid is it is a paid software. And I encourage you to check out by visiting unraid.net and seeing what each of the different tiers gives you. And they do offer a 7-day, I believe 7 day. It's either 7 days or 30 days. Actually, I think it's going to be a 30-day free trial right up here. So you can just install it into your system, try it out, see how you like it, and if it works out, you can get a subscription. Let's go ahead and install Unraid to your thumb drive. Since I've already got it downloaded and everything, I'm obviously not going to do it again, but we'll go through it. So what you would do is you can go ahead and hit this free trial button, unless you're ready to, commit to a license. You're going to go ahead and download the installer for Unraid. You're going to download the Windows version if you're using a Windows computer, or you're going to download the Mac version. Since I'm on a Mac, I'm going to go ahead and click on USB Creator Mac OS. We're going to let that download. Well, it looks like it's not going to allow me to bring it over to my external monitor here. But if you're on a Mac, you've seen this before. It'll have the Unraid USB Creator icon, and you're going to go ahead and move it over to your Applications folder. And since I already have it, I'm going to go ahead and overwrite it. And now that's done, let me go ahead and that's probably why, because this is on a full screen here. Let me do that. There you go. See, this is all in real time. But anyways, so on my Launchpad, towards the end here, I believe, Unraid USB Creator. Gonna click on that. And you're going to get the creator. You're going to choose the operating system, the version of Unraid that you want to install. Obviously, this is choose the one that's recommended. The current latest version would be 6.12.14 at the time of this recording. So you're going to click on that, and then you're going to plug in your USB thumb drive into your computer. And when you click on Choose Storage, you're going to choose that thumb drive that you want to install Unraid in. Now, just remember that anything that's on this thumb drive is going to be deleted, so you've got to be okay with that. So you're going to go ahead and do that, and once you're done installing Unraid onto your thumb drive, you're going to take that thumb drive and you're going to plug it into that slot. You can either open up the TerraMaster again, and depending on the size of the USB drive, the USB thumb drive that you purchased, you can mount it inside the thumb drive, the NAS, or you can just use one of the USB 3 ports in the back of the NAS. And once you do that, you're going to want to go into the BIOS of your NAS. Luckily, it's got an HDMI port on it, so you can hook up a monitor to your NAS and just boot up. Make sure you've got a keyboard connected to the NAS, and make sure you boot into the BIOS and have the first bootable device be your thumb drive. And if you're unsure of how to do that, I would recommend you looking on YouTube, or just do a Google search on how to boot into BIOS for in this case, I guess, a TerraMaster NAS. Alright, so once you are done installing Unraid and you find out what the IP address is of the server of the TerraMaster that you are working on, go to it on your web browser, and this is what you will see. So first, the first username is always going to be the admin, and the admin is actually username of root. You can't change this username, but you will have to go ahead and create a password. And I'm going to go ahead and create this password right now, and then I'll get right back to you. Alright, so I went ahead and put in my password. I'm going to go ahead and hit set password. And I'm going to go not now. Okay, so this is actually about a week later. Sorry about that. I figured out what the issue was. It looks like the USB thumb drive that was inside the TerraMaster NAS got corrupted somehow. And so now I've got to install a new thumb drive. So had to order one and didn't have another one laying around that I can use, so had to wait for that. So here we are. So let's start over here. So when you find out what the IP address is of your TerraMaster NAS, go ahead and enter the you're going to open up a browser and you're going to enter that IP address over here, and you'll be greeted with this screen. The initial user that you are going to be creating password for is going to be your admin or your root user. There's no way to change the username for this user, so it's always going to be root, but you can choose a password. So just make sure you create a strong password, and I would suggest you use in like Password Manager for this. Once you've created your password, you're gonna go ahead and complete your registration. I've already purchased a key, so I'm gonna redeem an activation code. I believe this should work. We're gonna go ahead and try this live. So you're gonna find out at the same time I do. But yeah, so you've got your choice of starting a free 30-day trial. You can purchase the key from here, or if you've already purchased a key from unraid.net from the website, they would have emailed you an activation code. You would put that in here. or the recovery key. I haven't used a recovery key before, so not really sure what that would do, to be honest with you. But let me grab that activation code. Okay, I've got the activation code. Let's go ahead and redeem it. And let's go ahead and paste it in here and submit. So you can't redeem it more than once. Do I have the key? Here we go. You can also download the license key. Once you redeem it, once you redeem the activation code, it will email you the license key. So let me go ahead and download that. Okay. So in order for me to do this, since I've already used the license key and I've got it, I'm going to have to actually manually install the license key file to the flash drive. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So let me go ahead and log in here again. So we're going to log in as root, and we're going to put in our super secure password. And log in. Got a flash GUID error. Alright, let's see what happens when you replace the key. So I finally was able to get that key installed onto my new thumb drive. So once you're logged in and you get all of that squared away, this is what you will actually see on your screen. It's all empty. That's understandable. Right now you don't have any disks installed. However, down at the bottom, if you scroll down, you've got these unassigned devices. All of these are the hard drives that are in the TerraMaster NAS right now. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and assign these disks. And I've got, if you remember, I've got two 12 terabyte hard drives in there, as well as two 3 terabyte hard drives, I believe. So I've got the two 12s, the two 3s, and then I've got two NVMe hard drives, 1 terabyte hard drive, and a 256 gig NVMe. And those are going to be pretty much a cache drive. So one is going to be just like a regular cache drive. And I'm sorry, the other one, the 256 gig one, is just going to be one that will hold the app data. So all of my containers. That way it'll actually run a lot faster. And I've seen that when updating and installing new packages, it does go a lot faster when it's being run off of an NVMe drive instead of spinning disks. So let's go ahead and take care of these. So Parity drive is going to be one of the 12 terabyte ones. So we'll just go ahead and take that. And we're going to add the other 12 terabyte and the two 3 terabyte ones as data disks. Alright, so now I've got the 4 drives. Now I'm going to go ahead and create a pool. These are going to be your cache pools. So this one, this is going to be just my regular cache. I only need one slot. And I'm going to go ahead and add. You scroll down, now you've got the cache pool, and you've got an unassigned drive. This is going to be my 1 terabyte NVMe, so I'm going to go ahead and add the 1 terabyte. And I'm going to add one more pool. Add that one more time. App data underscore pool. And you'll see over here it says slots. You got 1, 2. You can have multiple slots for each cache. That way you'd pretty much just have backups for that pool. So we'll go ahead and just click on add. And now we've got them both. So we've got our main cache, and then we've got our app data pool over there. And let's go ahead and add that 256 gig. All right. And once that's done, all you got to do is scroll all the way down to the bottom and just click on Start and proceed. And there you go. That's all there is to it. So when you first start up, this is actually going to go ahead and start creating the Parity drive, start building the Parity drive. And you'll see down over here that you've got the Parity sync in progress. And total size is going to be 12 terabytes because that's how big my Parity drive is, and the estimated time to finish. So technically your NAS is up and running now and using Unraid. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and create some shares, because this is where you are going to be uploading any files that you want to send to your NAS, right? So, and Unraid makes that really easy. So we're just going to go over to shares. Actually, you know what? Before we go to shares, let's go ahead and create some users to access these shares. So we're going to go to users. So we will go to add user. And let's go ahead and just add a user here. Let's just add my brother Jason. So we'll just put username Jason. You don't need to put anything in under description or custom image, but you do have to put in a password. So let's go ahead and just type in a password here. Of course, you're going to type it in twice and then click add. Let's go ahead and click on done. And here we go. So now you've got a user named Jason, and he's got share access. So now that we've got a user to access these shares, let's go ahead and create some shares. You've got these 5, actually there should only be 4, right? There you go, 4 folders in a default Unraid server. So you've got your app data folder, you've got your domains, ISOs, and system. So now we're going to go ahead and just add a share for the Jason user. So let's just go to add share. Let's give this share a name. We'll just name it Jason's dash folder. Just tab through all of that. The primary storage for new files and folders. So anything that's been that gets put into the Jason's folder share is right now it's set up to go directly to the array. You can double or click on the drop down and choose where it needs to go first, and we can probably just go ahead and leave it in the array, but say we wanted to go to the cache first, just because it would be a lot faster for uploading files into that shared drive. So we can go to cache, enable copy on write. We're going to just leave that on auto. Secondary storage is going to be the array. And we're just going to go ahead and leave these 4 other drop-down menus as is. And Unraid has a mover function, which you can set up to run on a schedule, basically. for example, we are sending all of the uploads to the JSON's folder share into the cache, and you can set this up to maybe even just transfer everything from the cache to the array at certain intervals. So that's what this means when you set it to the cache for the primary storage, and then you move it over to the array for the secondary storage, and the mover function takes all the files that are in the cache and puts it into the array. And that's what that means. So we're going to go ahead and add the share. All right, once that's done, you've got other options now down below. You've got SMB security settings. So for JSON's folder, we do want to export because that's how you're going to be able to see the contents of the shared folder on any other device that you've got, whether it be your laptop or another desktop. Just as long as you can access the Unraid server, you're going to be able to see what's in the SMB share. So we're going to go ahead and click on yes. Time machine volume size limit, we're going to leave blank. Case sensitive names, we're going to keep an auto. And for security, the default is going to be public, but since this is a personal folder, personal share for JSON, we're just going to go ahead and keep it as private and apply. And if you scroll all the way down here, now you've got the permissions. So for JSON's folder, user JSON will have read write. Now, if you had multiple users in your Unraid server, you'd be able to choose what kind of permissions they have as well. So if we had a second user in here, I would keep JSON at read write, but that other account does not need access to this folder. So in that case, I would choose no access. But we're going to leave read write right here and apply. And that is done. Let's go ahead and click on done. And now you see we've got JSON's folder here for user shares. Let me go ahead and jump onto my PC here. I'm going to go ahead and RDP into it. Okay, so now I'm in the Windows app. I'm going to go ahead and go into my saved PC, Fillmore Gaming. This is going to be my Windows machine. Okay, and here I am on my PC. Now I'm going to go ahead and try to access that new share that we created on my Unraid server. So I'm going to go into my file manager. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the bar there, // and then the IP address of my server. I'm going to do a / again, and then the name of the share. So we named it JSON's folder. Hit enter. Now it's asking for the credentials, and we gave it as JSON for the username. And then you put in the password that you put in. Hit enter. We are now connected to that Samba share. And we'd be able to go ahead and go into new. Let's go ahead and add a folder. Let's just type new folder and enter. Now we can actually see that new folder. Let's add a text file in here too. Text document. This, let's just go new text document .txt. All right. Now that we put that there, if we go back to the server, and if we hit this button over here on the left of JSON's folder, we see our new folders that we created. We got new folder and the new text document .txt. I guess I didn't really have to put the .txt at the end over there. But yeah, there you have it. You now have a Unraid server where you can put all of your, where you can store anything that you want in there as if you were on your computer, your local computer. And there's so much more that you can do with Unraid. You can install Docker apps, and they've got an app, a really large community that creates these Docker templates for you to install new apps for Unraid. Makes it really simple. Now, if you're interested in seeing a video on how to add these apps into Unraid, leave a comment down below and let me know. Maybe I'll make a video about it. And that's going to be it. Now you've got a TerraMaster NAS that is running Unraid, and now you would be able to take advantage of everything that Unraid has to offer. You'd be able to use any different size hard drives as you want, and it doesn't have to be this model TerraMaster NAS. It could be anything, really. And with the new update to Unraid coming out, it will have full support of ZFS as well. After what I've been hearing about, recording or editing videos on the fly from the NAS, I'm wondering if that would actually be more beneficial. So stick around, just make sure you subscribe, and who knows, maybe I will make that video. But until next time, you guys, stay curious, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.